guys, I'm Evan Super Rugby player. You're watching Gareth Mason on Walking Tour with G-Man.
What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video is all about Super Rugby and the quarterfinals that are taking place this weekend. What a match of fixtures we have in store for us. Obviously, I think a lot of people are going one way or another predicting their favourite team, which rightly so. We've got some strongies in there, we've got some unexpected appearances in there, which definitely could turn things around a bit. We could see some predictable results, we could see some shocks, and that's what I'm really hoping we see. I wanted to see exciting, strong rugby where we see these teams fight to the absolute best of their ability, giving it their absolute all in everything they do. I mean, they've fought hard. It's been a long Super Rugby season, but in my personal opinion, it's been one of the most competitive, and I've thoroughly enjoyed watching the rugby that's been played. Obviously, a lot of teams have put the big boys at rest and then brought them back, put them at rest again, brought them back. But overall, generally, we've seen a great tournament of competitiveness. We've not seen walkovers from the New Zealand teams. We've not seen poor, shocking performances. We've seen everyone really bring something to the table, which we don't often see. I mean, if we go back last year and the years back on, we normally see New Zealand dominating. Yes, you got two New Zealand teams in the final and are looking, or three, sorry. So you still got the strength there, but they're not. Those teams were defeated. Highlanders didn't start off strong. Hurricanes, I mean, they were dominant in most of their performances, but we've seen like the Blues not play the hottest game of rugby. Chiefs have only really woken up at the end. I mean, so that's been great to see from my point of view, from a competitive side. If we look at Australia, ups and downs. Rebels started off strong, then they didn't even make the playoffs, which is sad for them. Brumbies really ending off very strongly and deservedly getting into the playoffs, which has been fantastic for them. If we look at the South African Conference, I mean, it's been really a roller coaster for the SA teams. The Lions, there was the biggest shock. They're not even in the quarters after being finalists for so many years. We've seen the Sharks really shock the world last week when Lucanio Am scored that last minute try. Go on, son, well done. Great performance from, not great performance, but good ending for them. Bulls also up and down, but also ending off strong. But the highlights, I think, for that conference is the Jaguares. They've really told a success story. They've really shone and improved and come a long way in this tournament. I mean, they were once one of the weakest, and now they are contenders, second on the log. So congratulations to the Jaguars on all their achievements and the successes that they've achieved this year. It's really, really been remarkable to see and to witness what they have achieved this year. It's truly, truly, truly been remarkable. Now, fixtures times. We got 4 massive games this weekend. You might say some are predictable, you might say some aren't, but for me, a final, anyone's game. Anyone who wants to show up, play it to the best of their ability, has the opportunity to win and take life to the next level and take an opportunity given to them. So for me, it's anyone's game. But first game up, we got the Crusaders taking on the Highlanders. Now, obviously, you go for the Crusaders on this one. Highlanders haven't had, as I said, they've been on and off. But they've come back well. They've got a few stars in their team, which we can't miss. But the Crusaders have brought the big boys back. They've got a great team. I mean, they really are an amazing rugby team. You've got Richie Mwanga, you've got Barrett, you've got, I mean, Reese has just been outstanding on the wing. It's just been, they're a machine of a team, and they're the best in world rugby for a reason. So for me, I'm going Crusaders to win that game. I'm not going to give points away because Super Brew, I want to win those final points. But definitely Crusaders win there. I think they're just on another level compared to anyone else. So there's the predictable one that I would say. Jaguars Chiefs. Now, it's a tough one to predict. You're playing against a New Zealand squad, so you can never count them out. Chiefs really started off poorly, but have ended off well. 3 wins in a row. And they've been, they've just been up and down, but they've finished off well. Also, got a great team, bringing the big boys back. And with that is quality. I mean, you got Brody Retallick who's returning. It's another kettle of fish. But then you got a Jaguars side who have just been absolutely remarkable in everything they've done. They've played 16, won 11. Truly amazing. Chiefs played 16, won 7. Judging from the stats, you go with Jaguars. Judging from New Zealand, you probably go with New Zealand. But for me personally, I think the Jaguars have it in them to go all the way. They've got home advantage. We know how strong they are at home. They've got a great team on their hands, and I really think they have the potential. If there was a time for them to get into the semi-finals, now would be that time. So for me, I'm going the Jaguars to win the second semi-final, which is the crack of dawn. Saturday morning, 12:05. Good luck to those watching that one. New Zealand, I think it's perfect timing for you guys. Hurricanes Bulls, Saturday morning at 25-10. Hurricanes, Geordie Barrett, Beauden Barrett, TJ Perenara, Artie Sylvia, holy cow. All Black stars. I'm missing other guys but who are stars too. They have a genuine, proper squad. They technically should be second. They are amazing in everything they've done, and I've got a lot of respect for this team as well. In fact, I've got a lot of respect for all teams. Then you got the Bulls. They've been up and down. They've also been on a roller coaster. Then came last week where they actually played a solid game of rugby. Andre Pollard played an absolutely wonderful game as fly-off and really took it to another level. Which makes you wonder, can the Bulls do it? Only South African team to win the Super competition. I think the Lions did it in the Super 10 or something, Super 8. But the Bulls won the Super 14 and stuff. And you've got Dwayne Vermeulen in the squad. You've got Andre Pollard. You've got some big names there. I mean, number 2's been pretty good for the Bulls as well. But if I have to look at the home territory, if I have to look at the stats, if I have to look at the quality within, and I know the Bulls have quality, don't get me wrong, but if we look at the Bulls, it's been up and down. It hasn't been consistent, which is definite worry. I mean, if we look at the past few games, one lost, draw, won. I mean, come on, that's crazy. Played 16, won 8. Played 16, won 12. That's the Hurricanes. Pretty amazing stuff. In the last 7 fixtures, they've only lost 1 game. So for me, on that note, I will go with the Hurricanes' victory. I hope I'm wrong. I hope the Bulls can surprise and make South Africa proud. I will be backing them, but unfortunately, from a prediction point of view, I'm going Hurricanes for the win. Then last but not least, it's the big game for me. You got the Brumbies taking on the Cell C Sharks. It's going to be epic. It's going to be intense. I mean, even the hoot outside agreed with that note. The last time these two played, Brumbies won. In 2018, 24-17. Haven't they played this year? 27 to the Sharks in 2017. In 2014, there's the results. So Super Bruce has not updated the results properly. But I know the Sharks struggle up in Canberra. They do have the best record overseas in New Zealand from a South African team point of view. But again, last week's win wasn't pretty for the Sharks, so I'm expecting a better performance. Brumbies have been on one hell of a ride. They have won 6 games in a row. They've played 16, won 10. They've really done a success story and have bounced back. Credit and respect to them. Look at the Sharks. 1 draw, loss. 1 loss, 1. They did, however, draw to the Crusaders, which was a massive, massive game. And there have been highlights, but there have also been some downers. So I'm expecting a better performance from the Sharks. I'm expecting them to really go at it. There's a lot of talk of the coach giving him a bit of negativity. If there's one thing that they can do to guarantee a Sharks win, and I mean it, guarantee they will win and they will go to the final, is if they capitalise on every opportunity that they get on that try line. That has been the weakest point for the Sharks, in my opinion. They cannot capitalise on that flippin' try line. They get there, they do all that work, but then they knock the ball on, They lose a scrum, they lose a line out, whatever it is, they like choke and lose the ball. And the opposition gets it and capitalizes. So for the Sharks, in order to win, they've got to please freaking capitalize on that try line. Otherwise you're going nowhere, boys. But yeah, from a prediction point of view, I'm going to go Sharks. Yes, I'm going with my heart on this one. But if there's any team that can beat the Brumbies, I reckon it's the Sharks. They're unpredictable. They're up and down. I read an article where it says they've got the best draw, and because then they go to play probably the Jaguares if they win, which isn't too bad, or the Chiefs. Chiefs aren't in the greatest forms, but yeah, it's going to be a tough contest. But I am going to go Sharks to win. So recap: Crusaders to beat the Highlanders, Jaguares to beat the Chiefs, Hurricanes to beat the Bulls. And the only away win of this whole tournament, or in the quarters, Sharks to beat the Brumbies. Should be an epic weekend of quality rugby, and I'm excited to see what happens and how it all goes down. As usual, let me know your thoughts and predictions in the comment section down below. Let me know who you think is going to win. It's going to be one hell of a Super Rugby contest, and I can't wait to see what happens. That's going to do it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you are new, turn on the bell notification so you don't miss out on another video. So don't go anywhere. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe and never give up. Cheers.
Make sure you subscribe to his channel for all rugby content. Stay safe and never give up.